Thank you all for choosing to listen to our study. The work was done jointly by myself, Millicent Oyugi, and I'm a postdoc at the University of Georgia. Dr. Alexa Lamm is my postdoc advisor. Kristin Gibson is a PhD student. Dr. Matt Becker is from Texas A&M, and Dr. Agnes Oyugi from Gibson University in Kenya. The study explored international graduate students' knowledge levels and interest in state-of-the-art research tools and collaboration. The motivation behind this study was that most graduate students from sub-Saharan Africa complete their studies late or drop out due to insufficient research and technical writing skills. On the other hand, their advisors overestimate their abilities to research, review, and write upon completing all the required courses, which is false based on the study results. Consequently, most of the students proceed to work on their theses and dissertations without adequate research knowledge and skills. And in the end, most of them take too long take too long than the stipulated 2 years for master's and 3 years for PhD, with a good number of them completely dropping out of the programs. And this is a threat to the future of our education and extension programs and these universities. Meanwhile, scientific evidence shows that factors like access to resources, a supportive environment, a dedicated workspace, participation in research conferences, if harnessed or utilized, can enhance students' research capability and ultimately their graduation rates. So the study is significant in that it reveals areas of limited research knowledge that should be targeted to improve graduation completion time for the students. The study also promotes global networking and research collaboration, as most of the students, based on the results, showed great interest in wanting to know what other students are doing abroad and wanting to network with them. The study also increases students' awareness and interest in valuable research skills, tools, and cheap software they may not know. For instance, knowledge of cutting-edge research tools may spark interest and wide application in these students' scientific inquiries. So the study purpose to determine the level of research knowledge and interest among graduate students in sub-Saharan Africa. There were 4 research objectives in this study. The first describes student levels of student knowledge levels in various research methods and statistical content areas. The second describes students' technical writing abilities. The third described students' level of interest in cutting-edge research tools. And the fourth one describes students' interest in research collaboration. Data were collected online by a quadrix from 65 ag education masters and PhD students at 4 African universities in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. We utilized a cross-sectional descriptive survey designed to collect data and to answer the study objectives. We measured 4 variables. The first set were 38 ratio level research knowledge items that represented the main research methods and statistical topics discussed in this study. The second set were 4 ordinal level scientific writing skill items that gauge students' technical writing abilities. The third set were 5 nominal level interest in psychophysiology items that mentioned students' interest in wanting to know more about psychophysiology tools. And the fourth set were 3 nominal level interest on research collaboration items. SPSS was used to calculate descriptive statistics of graduate students' research knowledge and frequencies and percentages of their technical writing abilities, interest in real-time measurement tools, and collaboration in online research modules and universities abroad. So what did you get? The results of the study regarding objective 1 that described students' research knowledge levels. Respondents perceived themselves of above average to below average research knowledge regarding various research methods and statistical topics, with the topic of dissemination of findings scoring the least compared to the rest. Moving on to the second objective that measured students' technical writing abilities. Majority perceived their writing as either above average, average, or below average, with just a small percentage of 9% considering their writing abilities as excellent. Moving on to describing our students' interest in cutting-edge research tools, these students expressed a strong desire of wanting to learn more about these cutting-edge research tools, with 80% saying yes, I am interested in learning more about psychophysiology, which are tools used to measure cognitive and physiological body processes, as you can see a sample of them on this slide. 81% of them said, or the same students said, yes, I am interested in learning more about the testing that can be used to capture data, real-time data. 79% of them also said, yes, I'm interested in learning more about web analytics. 76% of them said, yes, I'm interested in learning more about fMRI, which is a functional magnetic resonance imaging tools that map cognitive or brain activities. And 85% of them said, yes, I'm interested in learning more about eye tracking. So we see great interest in these students wanting to learn about these new research tools and perhaps later on or in future apply them in their research studies. Regarding the fourth objective that describes students' interest in research collaboration and networking, these students also expressed a strong desire to collaborate and network with students and faculty abroad and to see their research conference presentations. So we see that 77% of these students saying they would utilize short online research videos or tutorials available to them. 89% of the same students saying they would participate in global agricultural education and extension community of practice or forums given a chance. 84% of the same students saying they would observe students' research presentations, maybe through virtual versions of international conferences. So given a chance, they're willing to collaborate and make use of what's available to them in order to get better in terms of engaging in research activities. In conclusion, the study results show that students' ability to engage effectively in thesis and dissertation was limited due to average to below average knowledge in most research methods and statistical content areas and in technical writing. Also because of below average knowledge on dissemination, on disseminating research findings, implying they didn't know how to maybe extract manuscripts out of their dissertations or develop papers out of their research work and publish them in journals. So they need this information in order to become more productive in their research endeavors. So despite the limitations, we see a window of opportunity for international collaboration through research teaching and learning because a good number of these students expressed interest in cutting edge, interest in wanting to learn more about cutting edge research tools and also wanting to collaborate in research with universities abroad and to see what other students are doing abroad. So based on the study results, there's need to review and increase the number of research and statistical courses in the curriculum in order to expose these students to more content in research methods and statistics and to give them more experience with skills needed for research when they get to the dissertation or their thesis phases of graduate studies. There's also a need to enhance students' exposure to available capacity building resources online. Most of them are free, some of them are cheap. The YouTube has a lot of content. Grammarly can assist them in writing and making their work look grammatically correct. They have the Zotero, there's Mendeley that they can make use of in order to cite easily and to write easily. So this should be brought to their attention to help them get more productive and get more focused in their research endeavors. There's also need to promote proactive worldwide collaboration with universities and agricultural extension communities of practice via virtual international conferences, online research modules for teaching and learning, and through digital networking platforms and other feasible means that can bring students and faculty in developing and developed countries to work together and see how best students in Sub-Saharan can get better in their research activities, and also give students abroad an opportunity to see what others are doing and also work together. So to that end, I say thank you for listening, and you're free to ask whatever question you have. Thank you.